Guys, we need to talk. Bitcoin just bounced off the 94,000, 94,500 support zone, but this move might not be what it looks like. The charts are giving us a clear warning. Unless Bitcoin reclaims $98,000 and can hold it, this bounce could be a complete trap. Every time we have seen the structure before, price rolled over really hard, and in today's stream I'm showing you the exact levels that matter and what has to happen next to avoid a deeper breakdown. Let's go. Thank you so much for tuning in here on this Monday. Guys, smash up the like button. We have only 8 people here. That's not enough, guys. Not enough. Smash the like button. So we jump directly into the charts here because I have to run and be somewhere else. Here the CME chart has not printed a CME gap, and that happened for a really simple reason. When CME opened, Bitcoin was going all the way down to the support level of $92,000 on the spot chart and $93,000 here on CME. Here you see that exactly to the dollar, $93,000. We got really close to the CME gap down here, and to be honest, in some instances you can consider the CME gap now closed because we got so close to it, because we got so close to that CME gap. There's still, of course, the possibility that we roll over one more time and fill it, create a lower low, and only then fully retrace back to the upside. Guys, if you enjoy this here, smash the like button. Really important. Smash the like button. We need more people here on the stream. Now, on the weekly chart, we got a new weekly close and a new weekly opening. This weekly opening, for now, looks bullish. It doesn't have to stay that way because we have 6.5 days left here, but for now it looks bullish. Also, the stochastic RSI is flatlining here, which is inherently a good sign for a potential bounce here in progress. But what we need for this week is a reclaim of the $100,000 level all the way up here. As you can see here, this should act now as resistance because it was over here support, and here it was resistance. So this is now a key level that we need to get up to and close to it or above to it. And only then the stochastic will print a buy signal on the print a buy signal here on the weekly chart. So, and this is what we need this week. So if we at any given moment lose here this downward sloping trend line of this falling wedge pattern and drop here into the 0.682 golden ratio, here from $92,700 to $89,000 approximately, so this is a big range. This is the last level of defense to get a bounce here to the upside for continuation. If we are coming down here and actually lose that, and it might be a high probability that we are going to lose that, if this weekly candle starts to turn red and pushes here to the downside. So that will increase the probability of breaking here into lower levels, closer to like 88, potentially even below 88, to like 70%. Or by 70%, will this increase the chance of a massive breakdown. Something else that is adding fuel to the fire is that we now got yesterday the death cross that we spoke about. But regardless of the death cross, Bitcoin is holding on by a thread here at current support levels. So we did not break here any lower than the last couple of days. So besides yesterday we went here, like I said, to like $92,700. But because that support came in here, price action remains steady and it's just going sideways. I have no problem with price going sideways because sideways means we are forming a bottom. What the problem is if we trend sideways down and not in the falling wedge, and rather here in like here in a symmetrical triangle fashion, which will be then a bear flag, and then you get the next leg to the downside. So, but we need a couple more days of data to fully understand what's going on here with the price action, unless we are breaking levels either to the upside or to the downside that we are looking at currently. On the daily chart here with the falling wedge pattern, here's something that I want to show you here in more detail what you need to be on the lookout right now. So I gave you guys yesterday's trade setup. If you are in the setup, you're absolutely fine because you are up now roughly 1% on your position. But the next level that you need to watch to see if you get continuation and will reach your take profit is here a break of $95,700 and staying above that. It is enough if we get a 1 hourly, 4 hourly close above this, because that will be enough to signal continuation to this downward sloping resistance. So, and don't be surprised if we come up here to like $99,000 and get from there a rejection back down into lower levels. Because not only have we this horizontal level lining up here, and now let me switch this quick, with resistance coming in here, which was prior support, but also this downward sloping resistance at the same time. So if we would come up here in the next 3 days and push here in direction of $100,000, I think this downward sloping trend line here is going to stop us and will push us back to like $96,000, $97,000. Anticipated that we are reaching these higher prices. On the golden ratio and the trade setup that I had given, nothing has really changed. Like I said, you are slightly in profit right now. We got here a nice bounce from the 75 moving average from last week's weekly candle, and the overall W formation is still intact. Nothing has changed here, but again, we need way more candles to confirm that. On the 4 hourly chart with the MDX Algo Scalp gradients, also here the W formation is still in progress. Here, something that I need to point out, because that just happened overnight, is that we got here now a really big reversal indication on the scalp gradients. So remember when I said I'm not always trusting here this dot, the round circle here when we are getting it. I'm always waiting for this, because this is showing us that we have a bullish divergence on the 4 hourly chart. So this happened yesterday on that move to the downside. And what happened? We bounced back to the upside. So, but now we need follow through. Like I said, $95,700 is the level for follow through that we need to reach here higher levels and go all the way up into our technical target of around $99,700. Get here in 52 minutes, the next candle breaking above this level, and I'm pretty convinced we're going to get continuation. You can technically enter from there a trade, but then you have to adjust your stop loss. You cannot have the same stop loss that we have already from yesterday. I just want to set it up here. And of course, profits are also diminishing compared to that. So your stop loss is slightly below our current entry. The risk to reward ratio is still fine on that trade. You have a 1-to-3, a little bit over 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio on this trade, but your stop loss is slightly below our entry. So when you come late to a trade, you need to adjust things like that, you know, and you cannot just go here with the same stop loss, because look at this, you know, so that makes no sense. So a 1 to 1.6 risk to reward ratio. It would be 1 to 2 at least, you know, so you have to move it up here then a little bit. Okay, you could go for a 1 to 2, but you want to have a way tighter invalidation, and for that you go slightly below the entry of the previous trade that was given yesterday. So now on the reactor indicator, also here currently it looks like that we are starting to get continuation. Remember what I said yesterday? This looks like chop and sideways movement. So what did we see? Sideways chop, and here a slight downwards movement, and now we come here back up. So, and also the reactor indicator is showing that with that wave going up now. So, but we need to see if we can break here this current level that we are trading around or not, because this can also easily turn around and go to the downside if price gets rejected from this level. So then if you are patient, then potentially you'll get the same entry that we have. But honestly, I would set my stop loss right now here at that point to protect my position, because if it rejects from here, it starts forming a reversal pattern, a candlestick reversal pattern, and that means we are potentially coming one more time lower before we go back up. So if you want to trade these trades with me together, guys, even though I'm a little bit underwater on my trade here, still a little bit better from yesterday. Yesterday was almost 40,000. Now I'm $32,000 here in a loss. Still, I believe in this trade that this will go up. Guys, trade on Weex. You get $30,000 worth of sign-up bonuses, plus $400 for free just for binding your email address and downloading the app. Another $400 if you deposit $500, and access to the free Telegram group, where we are still smashing it every single day with just one trade. I send one trade per day on average, and we're killing it on that trade, and then that's it for the day. You know, but we made our money on that. If you want access to this group, deposit $500 and sign up with the account in the description. I saw a bunch of people not signing up with my link, and then they're asking like, hey, why did I not get any bonuses? Where's my $400? Yeah, did not sign up with the link because we are checking stuff like that. So follow everything in the description, send an email to info@amcrypto.tos, or write me on Twitter if you cannot reach me on Telegram, or if you cannot use Weex, go to Tapbit. There's also a link for that in the description. So now liquidation levels. Here we got way more over leveraged short liquidity coming in here in the market, and this is retarded, guys. This is retarded. I've said this so many times. When you see price going down like this here, doesn't matter if it's in this section here or if it's over here. It really doesn't matter where it is, you know, because it's the same thing to me, you know, absolutely the same thing. You see then, so here in this scenario, it was over here. You see new shorts coming in, over leveraged shorts. They're piling up like crazy. And then what happens? Price pushes to the upside, takes all the liquidity. Now all these shorts are gone. So the same is currently, the same is happening right now down here. Yesterday we had like we had only these two over leveraged long position or short position bars in that cluster. Now I need to extend this cluster because we have people that came late to the party and thought it's a good idea to still short. So guess what's gonna happen to them right now? They're gonna get liquidated or they get stopped out because they are way too late, you know. So, and that is giving me a little bit more confidence that we are definitely getting here a move to around $100,000 to the 50 moving average here. But from there, we need to reassess the situation. If this is just a liquidity grab and a relief bounce, and then we start coming down again. So we need a break, a convincing break above the 50 moving average here, above $100,000, to have enough confidence in the market right now that we're actually reversing and going into way higher levels. Anything else is just what is it called again? A complacency. Sorry guys, sometimes my brain. Complacency bounce. So I need to be aware of that. Now on the liquidation heat map, over the last week, also here, major liquidity has built up all the way to $100,000. So, and look how close we are right now. So I mentioned this yesterday. I said yesterday, be aware of this area. I believe that we are going up first because to the downside is not a lot of liquidity left anymore that market makers can go for. And therefore, they need to push price first up because there's all the liquidity. If we go to a monthly chart, look at this. There's basically nothing below us. It's all to the upside, all the way up here to $112,000. So, and hence why I believe that this here remains a short-term, mid-term massive target here. So the only problem is if we are not going above this, then also this is just a complacency bounce. It's just another lower high compared to the all-time high. So we need here a convincing move close or past the all-time high to get real continuation in this market of this uptrend. So, but in the short term, what you want to see is just a move above $107,400. So if we can take out this swing high here, then that will open us up for continuation into higher levels. Now, when we are looking at the 30-minute time frame, and here's something that I wanted to show you guys, how you can trade in a volatile market like this. This is one of the strategies that I'm using and not actually actively teaching because the win rate is like so-so. You know, I like to trade things high win rate, but when I'm bored and I have nothing else to do, then sometimes I look at stuff like that. You know, so, and I'm not saying the win rate is bad. You know, the win rate is okay, but not good enough for me to always just use this strategy. So, and this is here a volume-based strategy where I look. I wanted to give you guys this here. So I look for spikes in volume, consecutive spikes in volume, and that can go both ways. You know, so this can go over here, can go over here, down here. So I just want to make sure that you see this. And then what I'm looking for is bullish divergences or bearish divergences. So that's what I'm looking for. So, and then I look at the price. So let's let's go with yesterday's price action. So here, why I was so confident to take a trade around $94,700 was I got a bullish divergence on the 30 minutes chart while price was going down and volume was picking up. So here before the last, actually here these 3 volume bars were enough. I usually wait for like 2 free volume bars before I make a decision. Usually it's around 3. So here 3 volume bars, 1, 2, 3 here. That was where I was getting ready to enter a trade. So why did I not enter at this specific level? Because this was now potentially resistance. Not only from here that former support, but also here where we broke this support to the downside, and also here. And if I go way over here to the left, then yeah, okay, if I would go way over there, you would see it there too. So that's why I marked out this level. And so, okay, I wait for a break of this level. And then the next major level where we got before also supported was here $94,700. So I was like, okay, if we break above $94,700, there is a good chance that I can scalp this to like $96,400, $500 approximately. So that's why I entered at $94,700, set my stop loss really tight at the $94,450 level. And since then I'm in this trade and I let this run. You know, so I let this run. This is a scalp. But this is really good for scalp trading, guys, you know, to do something like this. So you see here 1.8%, but you trade this with like 40x leverage, you know, so you make like 50, 70% on a trade like that. And look at the stop loss. The stop loss is so tight. Here, a 0.3% stop loss. So if I trade here with 30x leverage, I lose 10%, you know. So if I lose with 40x leverage, I lose 12%, but I potentially make 50, 70%, you know. So, and this is how you can make even big money on small moves, as long as you have a tight stop loss, a really, really tight stop loss, you know. So, and if I would have gotten stopped out, okay, I would have tried again, you know. So I basically have 3 tries before I would end up on the 4th trade with a break even, you know, because of the risk to reward ratio. This is like a 1-to-4 on this trade. So I have 3 tries. And if I would try a 4th time, I would basically break even, you know. So, and then usually if it doesn't work twice on the same day, then I move on and try something else, you know. So, or I stop trading for the whole day altogether. So, but this works also the other way down. So if you look now here with a bearish divergence, let's take all the way up here. So here you see bearish divergence forming here on the way up. And then price started already to decline. And then here, at this peak, that would have been my entry. Here, the first bigger, what is it called again? Bearish engulfing. So that would have been my first attempt to enter this. So also here, it would have worked, you know. So, and I would have traded this most likely here to this level, because he was in the past support. If I go here, see, if I go here all the way over there, support. So that's why I would have exited there. Boom, trade, money. So this is a really, really simple strategy for the 30 minutes chart, how you can make money in narrow ranges with super high leverage, you know. But again, your stop losses need to be really tight if you want to do that. So I just, like I said, wanted to give you guys this because I'm not sharing a lot of strategies here on the live stream. And today I thought I do this because I'm running here a little bit on borrowed time and have to go soon. So here the Bitcoin dominance is running to the downside exactly as I predicted it to you guys. I said wait for this break here to the downside, it will come up and then do something like this and move to the downside. And this is exactly the path that the dominance is following right now. So also here today, really, really nice candle formation, signaling continuation to the downside. And some of the altcoins are also running when we look at this here. Zen is completely killing it. Number is killing it. Then Uniswap is killing it. So there are some runners. And Uniswap, for example, between yesterday and today is around the same price. You know, it just reclaimed what it lost yesterday. But if you would have bought yesterday at $8, you would be again at $8. You would have not lost anything, not done, not made anything, but potentially then tomorrow or in the following days. But there's definitely more upside coming now in altcoins as long as the dominance is going down and the USDT dominance keeps getting rejected from the 5.91% level. So here also, this looks like that we are forming here a topping formation, and see then something like this to the downside. So this could be a crown, you know. So there is a pattern called crown. I forgot the complete term. There's like it's not king's crown, it's something else. So but it's basically forming a crown shape, and then it goes down. So and this is not a head and shoulders. I just forgot the right term for it. So it just popped in my mind again that there is a pattern like this, which is called a crown pattern. So and then it breaks here to the downside and goes lower. So and this is what we need. So we need here a break of 5.67% on the dominance to go here all the way to the upward sloping support line, and then also break this. So if this is not happening in the next 2 weeks, it looks really bad for the market overall. Here total free market cap also just consolidating, putting in a W. I had outlined this here a while back, and then I took it away because I was like, it's too early to determine this. But now this looks like a proper W formation. So in here, if we just measure this, so first of all, we're gonna get another 83 billion into the market just to reach the neckline. And then the target is a really crucial resistance level, the 1.1 to 1.11 trillion dollar level. So if now we are seeing early signs of the total free market cap going back to the upside, and the early sign will be a break of this downward sloping trend line, then you know what's coming, guys. You know what's coming. Once we are breaking this trend line, it is risk on, guys. Once we are breaking this, so that would be $940 billion. So when we break $940 billion, I will go crazy on high leverage, but with super tight stops, but small positions, and then increase position over time, you know, position size over time while we are going up. That's one strategy, and potentially I'll do on another account a different strategy, and I'm gonna make a video about this that's actually a good idea to make this my next video for after tomorrow. Also on Wednesday I'm gonna record a new video. Just that you know, every Sunday and Wednesday I record now educational videos that I put out here on the channel, not as live streams, just as normal videos, where I'm gonna explain some of the strategies that I'm trading. So be on the outlook for this. So I'm gonna record it Wednesday, but it might come out unfortunately like in 3 weeks, because I have a lot of other videos already lined up, you know, so they are coming. So but this one might come then in like 2 or 3 weeks, where I explain you how you can start with small leverage and then crank it up all the way to like 100x, even 400x would be possible with that leverage if you want to use 400 on Weex. So but in the meantime, if you are interested in stuff like this and want to understand how to properly trade, guys, sign up for my mentorship. Applications are still open. My team actually said we need a little bit more time to sort all the people out that already applied, so that gives you also more time to still apply here. I want to mention here one thing, guys. It's not for free, you know, so it's not for free. Don't have any illusions that this is for free, but it's limited. I only take a handful of people because there's only so many hours in the day. I cannot take everybody. But by the end of the month is when we're gonna notify everybody that applied here, if you're in or not, you know, so, or if we are considering you to let you in, you know. So there's a link in the description if you want to be part of that. So now Ethereum is now on the run here to the upside from our entry that I gave yesterday. We are up 1.7%. Also here potentially the W pattern is playing out, but I have to move this over here and this over here and this now over here, so everything gets a little bit what is the right term for this again? Not congested. What's the other word for congested? Forgot the word. So I did not sleep enough, you know. I really did not sleep enough. Some of my head is a word salad right now. So just extend it, you know. So this is just getting extended right now. But overall, I believe that we can move here with Ethereum all the way up to $3,350, $3,400 when Bitcoin makes its move to $98,000, and we will go past $3,400 when Bitcoin goes above $100,000. But here, the most important level that you need to watch right now is the level that we are getting a reversal pattern from yesterday here. Remember when I said, oh, there is potentially a tweezer bottom forming here, and it did. And from there we got a reversal. You need continuation and more follow through. If we are not breaking here by tomorrow, $3,200, then also here most likely you're gonna get a retest and potentially break below this level, sub $3,000. So have an eye on $3,150 to $3,100, because when we lose that level, you know that we are coming all the way down here to this entry, which will be super, super lucky for us that we are getting this. But I hope that you don't have any Ethereum long positions then anymore, you know, that you maybe took here or that you took there, you know, so you don't want to be in any position anymore when you see here a proper breakdown to the downside. Solana trying to break this downward sloping trend line. Honestly, I got yesterday scared out of my positions. I was so angry when I, not really angry, but I was like, I know what's gonna happen, you know, so I almost gonna sell the bottom and then it reverses, and that's what happened, you know, so I lost like $800 in that move. Not much, you know, $800, but still, you know, I was annoyed that I had to close the position because now it goes slowly back to my entry. Luckily, I was trading directly a Solana future, so I was using Solana as collateral, so I still have a bunch of Solana where I can make this up with, you know, so but still annoying. But if we are breaking this trend line now, you also get here continuation. $150 is the next level for Solana, and this is also the next Solana trade, guys. If you see here that we are closing in 33 minutes above this trend line, or the next candle starts above this trend line, that's your entry signal. Again, tight and validation, $139 is your stop loss, to one, and then your target $150. So if we are entering from here to there, see this is a 6.7% move to the upside, but you have a tight stop loss here, $139, 1.7. So you cannot go insane on leverage there. I would not go with more than like 10x leverage on a trade like that, you know. So if you want to make it more tight, if you go halfway, you know, you go here $140.5, then you can use 20x leverage, you know, so and then of course also make more money to the upside, but only then. So something else, oh, I just saw that, almost forgot. So here, the bullish divergence that we are seeing here has not completely played out yet. It is in progress, but not completed. It will be only completed when we break this downward sloping trend line and put in the confirmation signal with one more candle pumping here basically to the upside. So that's why the next candle is so important. And that's why I'm telling you this is the next trade setup if you are looking for something on Solana. Then AVAX is the next one. So why am I looking on AVAX? Because AVAX is here in an extended downwards trend since that move here on that Friday over a month ago now. So look at this, you know. So we did not come all the way down here to take out the wick completely, but since then we're in an extended downward sloping trend here, and I don't need to explain you what's happening. If you squeeze a coil long enough, you know, the kinetic energy at some point does this, boom. So, and this is the same what I see here with AVAX. Any given moment, you know, so there will be a revenge candle. In my opinion, this will go straight to $20, maybe even past that, you know, once that candle is coming in. And I see this candle happening once we are breaking here, $16. $16, we could see a small pit stop around $17 because of this downward sloping trend line, but once we are getting through this trend line, it will just go like this to the upside. So also here, this is a good trade that you can take here from $16. So, and we are like 2% away from this. Just to $20 is enough. You know, this is a 26% move to the upside. Again, tight stop loss. Take it like a 4% stop loss. Why do I have here so strange numbers on this? Do you see this, guys? This is, let's see here. No, visibility style. Price labels. Huh. Is it this? No, this is fine. Okay, strange. Really strange. That shows me here 3 numbers after the comma. But okay, whatever. So yeah, tight stop loss. Tighter than this one actually. I would go here for like a 2% stop loss. Maybe 3% stop loss. Yeah, 3% stop loss. So here again, you can use 5-6x leverage, and then again, if you know how to do it, you can crank up leverage on the way up if you know how to do that. Like I said, I'm gonna explain it to you in a video in like 3 weeks. I'm gonna publish that, and trust me guys, it's not too late. You know, if I do it in 3 weeks, there's always opportunity where you can do this, you know, also on shorts. Even if we go into a bear market, we can do this also with shorts. So don't worry, there is enough money to go around, plenty of it. Zcash, our short, is printing that I gave you guys yesterday. So if you caught this short here, really good guys. Now just make sure that your stop is in profit. I would set my profit, my stop loss now to $700 here. There's a resistance level. So, and this could be a reversal candle. So if here in 29 minutes, this candle closes and we're going to the upside, you're gonna get stopped out regardless. And it's just about how much you're gonna round trip on that push back to the upside, because you could round trip everything, you know. So, and you have now to make a decision. How tight you want to have your stop loss? Either $700 or the top of the current candle at $690 to secure even more profit. You know, it depends on how aggressive you want to take profit here on this now, because this looks right now like, also with the indicators, that the next candle will bounce here to the upside, and then you anyway are forced either to close the trade, take profit, or round trip. You know, these are your options that you have. So, and that's why, yeah, decide how aggressive you want to be on that. You know, so I will be honest, I took my money out here at current levels earlier. You know, that's where I closed the short. I'm not waiting for this going lower and being greedy here. I just took what was on the plate already. Well, again, 31 minutes, guys. I have to do this shorter. This is so annoying for me, because I know if I make it like 12-15 minutes, it's way better for you guys, for the YouTube algo, for everyone. So I'm gonna try tomorrow again. Now I'm leaving, guys. Like I said, I have to run, because I promised some things to other people, so I have to go. But don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more money tomorrow.